Hublot has never received much attention from watch lovers despite being a luxurious brand in the market. The watches offered by this company are quite expensive, yet it does not fit the conviction of having such a higher price tag that comes with big quality. When it comes to Hublot, most of the watch-loving peers and collectors have a tough time liking their watches. Even a famous YouTuber, Nico Leonard, hates the brand so much that in his video about reading watches, he named the worst category Hublot. But why is this brand being ignored and sometimes aggressively hated by people? Let us look at the path Hublot took to where it is today. Hublot started as a mere watch line from a watchmaker named MDM in 1980. Soon after, it got introduced as a separate luxury watch brand. In the beginning, Hublot was perceived as a modern futuristic sports watch brand that is also quite luxurious in terms of design and outlook. When Hublot appeared in the market around the 80s, the luxurious watch had just become a thing. Watches were no longer just a timepiece, but a symbol of status for those who wore them. The very first Hublot watch was similar to Royal Oak and Patek Philippe, two of the most prominent luxurious watches of that time. So Hublot got a bad reputation for climbing up the market with the flow of craze for luxurious watches. In 2008, this Swiss company was acquired by LVMH Group, which also owns famous brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior, Sephora, Tiffany, and others. This was basically the turning point for Hublot. The watches became pretty popular after this, sadly among the group of non-watch enthusiasts. Now, let's look at the prime reasons why Hublot is not much talked about. The pricing model of Hublot watches has never been taken well by the general masses. One of the cheapest options of this brand is Hublot Classic Fusion Ultra Thin, which costs around $9,000. This price can be insane for most people, but when compared to some other brands like Lang & Son and Vacheron Constantin, the price of Hublot might seem tame. However, there's enough reason to say that the price tag of Hublot doesn't make any sense. If we think about the cheap watch mentioned earlier, the Hublot Classic Fusion Ultra Thin, it can be seen that it has a very simple design and has only 3 hands. The motor of the watch contains an in-house movement caliber that ensures power reserve, and its material is titanium, which is of course expensive. The finishing of the watch is also fair. But anyone will be shocked after looking at the price with these minimal features. A similar product with titanium and an in-house movement named Pelagos only costs $4,400. Again, Hublot has a 90-hour power reserve in its Classic Fusion, whereas Hamilton Khaki Field offers 80 hours of power reserve for only $400. For such unfair pricing, Hublot is considered the brand of rich people who have very poor knowledge about watches and their qualities. Luxurious brands are not just praised for their premium product quality and attractive design. The history and heritage of these companies also matter hugely in deciding which brand is more rich and trustworthy. Hublot came into the market in the 1980s, just after the watch industry endured shock from the wave of quartz watches. If we look at brands like Rolex, which was founded in 1905, Patek Philippe was founded in 1839, and AP in 1881, these brands shaped the watch industry and revolutionized luxurious watches. And there is Hublot, which just took the benefit of a growing industry without much heritage or history to offer. So there is a whole community that admires watches from their heart. These watch enthusiasts are concerned about the effort brands put behind the products. They admire brands for their craftsmanship, fair pricing, and rich heritage. So it's no surprise that big brands target this group of people who are basically true watch fans. Hublot was popular among the other group of watch fans who just want to showcase their richness and flex on social media. They don't value the inside features and tend to buy expensive watches on the shelf. Hublot also caters to the status symbol of its target buyers rather than focusing on the true mechanism of the watches. This is one of the prominent reasons why Hublot is not talked about enough among watch lovers. Another point where Hublot is failing big time is not giving much attention to its internal innovation. They claim that the products are built in-house with days of effort put into it. But with a little investigation, one can easily find out that some core parts like balance spring and movement are not built by the company itself. Big Bang is one of Hublot's flagship products that costs almost $8,500. This product uses ETA movement. The shocking thing is not only this movement is purchased externally, but this also costs around $100 and is used by mid-range companies like Suiza. To put it into comparison, Suiza Magnus costs only $220, and Hublot is claiming at an almost 400% bigger price using the same movement with the flashy finish. What's more needed to make people hate the brand? Throughout the video, it has been mentioned several times how Hublot sets an unfair price compared to other brands that use similar parts and materials, but cost way less. Hublot is not quite popular and ignored by watch enthusiasts because there are many good brands in the market that offer true craftsmanship and genuine heritage at a lower price tag. You can have a Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 at only $4,700 and still have more than $5,000 in hand if you skip buying the Hublot Classic Fusion Ultra Thin, one of the cheapest watches from Hublot. Having stated some core reasons why Hublot is hated by people, there are some factors that should be considered also. Hublot is trashed for using outside movements and parts, but there are also many luxurious brands like Oris and Monaco that also use the ETA movement and are doing fine in the market. There is Richard Mille, that was established in 1999, way after Hublot, and did not face as much hate for not having a rich history. While the price issue of Hublot is genuinely a negative factor, there is no denying that almost all luxury watches are overpriced to some extent. So Hublot is not the only brand that is doing what it's doing, but it is still hated so much and streetly known as the brand for non-watch enthusiasts. This bad reputation added to the poor, cranky designs of the watches can be the reason why Hublot is not famous. The hate is justified for many, whereas the collectors of Hublot say that they actually like its watches. At the end of the day, buyers have every right to buy what they want and flex about it. But the unified negative brand perception is something that will always drag Hublot behind if not addressed in the right manner at the right time.